this, and honestly, I got a lot of thoughts about Twitch being out of control. It's a mess. It really is. It's a joke. And I'm hoping it gets fixed very soon, but to be honest, I don't think it will. It's feels like a never-ending cycle that's been going on for year after year after year since I started this platform, and I can't tell if that's just how every platform goes, where everybody just bitches if there's an actual issue, but there's definitely a lot of political agendas being pushed in these platforms, and a lot are enforced, and a lot have turned a blind eye to. And yeah, I'd like to see what this video has to say.
We're just gonna...
Ever since Force and left, everything's just been a mess.
What happened? No way!
In case you had trouble following that clip, streamer and VTuber Megalodon received a suspension from Twitch on the day of a very important reveal of her new VTuber avatar.
Let me guess, her hips were showing? Jesus Christ. Like, guys, I thought we were in America. Like, we can't show our hips? This shit is ridiculous.
In response, she was confused and said, "No warning, while I was still live, I followed the rules, what's the problem?" Followed by this tweet later saying, "I have this little pit in my stomach after all this. I just put all this work for a whole year into this debut. So this seems like a fairly easy thing to sympathize with, right? A Twitch streamer was following the rules and got suspended on a very important day for her.
Yeah.
It looks like Twitch is being pretty cruel here, which begs the question, what was she doing during the stream?"
Let's see it.
Well, let's take a look.
Booba Inspector, Elpers? Any Booba Inspectors in chat? Did they get bigger? I low-key can't tell. Like, actually.
Okay, hold up.
It feels like they might have, but I might be placeboing myself. Great! Thank you so much for the 25 gifted!
I had to censor
Were her titties clapping when she bounced?
that because it's probably against YouTube rules, but essentially what happened is that she zoomed in on her boobs, and when she got a donation, she started jumping up and down to showcase the jiggle effects of her new avatar. But that's not all.
Look at how educational this is! Guys, I didn't know Twitch could be this educational, I'm not gonna lie. Man, it's a great day to be existing in VTuber land. Holy wow, you can really see the education on the physics for the thighs this time. Look at, are you being educated as hard as I am right now? Are you? I need to make sure because I don't want to be the only one learning all this knowledge, you know?
Is it really a mystery why you got in trouble? The funny part is that she ended up getting community noted for being a liar. Now, I get that shaking an anime girl avatar around isn't the most degenerate thing on the internet. However, understand that platforms like Twitch are shared spaces with minors, and a 13-year-old should not have to be exposed to numerous sexualized videos, a number of which...
So, here's my opinion on that. So, first of all, I think VTubers and VR chatters and strippers and OnlyFans girls on Twitch should absolutely have to mark their stream as sexual conduct. Their thumbnails on Twitch should also be blurred 100%, and you should also have to opt into 18 plus before you view those streams. If any of those were, and I believe there are a lot of those that are already put in place, if those were put in place, then I don't think she should have got banned. If she was in a random category, then I do. I think Twitch has made it very clear they're trying to move away from sexual conduct amongst showing off your body, your VTuber model, or your avatar. And I feel like it's really not that hard to understand. And I think that's honestly really good for the space, to be honest. I think there are a lot of women on the internet who use a face filter on their profile picture and buy a $60,000 pair of titties, put them on their chest. Nobody gave a fuck about them before the surgery, and now everybody gives a fuck about them after the surgery. I don't really think it's good to promote that anybody who goes and buys a lewd avatar will get ahead of people who are actually making transformative content. And I don't really think it's good to listen to the political views of retarded ass bimbos who decide to get breast implants. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. I feel like there's the amount of OnlyFans girls that are underneath every single political post with their pussy out trying to shill their OnlyFans and not understand that nobody gives a fuck about them except for their body, but people will still like their post regardless of what they say, is at an all-time high. But I think it is good where sex appeal does not garner views, and not making that the status quo is honestly a pretty good thing. So I think it's fine personally.
that are basically OnlyFans advertisements. Just so
yeah, we get our political takes from the guy who thought World War II was in the 1800s. Can I tell you why me saying World War II was in the 1800s is what makes me a real ass cracker and everybody else a fake ass bitch? Can I tell you why? Let me tell you why. You want me to tell you why I said World War II was in the 1800s, guys? You want me to tell you why? Because I don't give a fuck about looking smart. I don't give a fuck about saying the correct answer. I'll just say whatever for the fuck of it. I shoot from the hip. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not here to lie to you guys. I'm not here to give you all an educated guess or pander to anybody. I'm going to just say whatever and not worry about the consequences whatsoever. I don't care. So because you didn't know, abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely I didn't fucking know. You want to know why? Because I can't know something until I was told that thing. You can't rationale the exact date of a war based off of pre-existing knowledge. You have to know when it happened. I wasn't told that. Besides maybe third grade. Who cares? Is it true you hate women? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I hate them all.
So they can see their favorite Minecraft streamer. And that's all assuming that this 13-year-old is not actually an 8-year-old who is lying about their age so they can watch that Minecraft streamer or watch Splatoon. The point is that there's a place for this content that's not a shared space.
What does the knowing the date of a war have to do with what he was talking about? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But people just don't understand how little a fuck I care about giving the right answer on any topic that I talk about. And I'll just give a whatever answer because I think it's funny. Because I truly don't care about seeming smart, looking bright. I'll just say whatever the fuck I feel like it. Sometimes I troll, sometimes I don't. Who knows? Nobody knows. Not even me.
Space with kids, and it's called Pornhub. Why don't these girls go and stream their lewd content there? Technically, it ranks higher than Twitch and webpage visits. Well, the reason for that is because they know there's more competition on Pornhub, and they won't get as much exposure, so what they do instead is push the limits of the Twitch community guidelines.
True.
And a lot of times go over those limits, and when they get in trouble for breaking the rules, they turn into a bunch of crybabies.
So, like, you know, there are instances where I'll extend some sympathy to VTubers who get banned if it's, like, really not egregious at all. But a lot of the time, they're basically asking for it, you know?
Absolutely.
They're kind of key for a lot of these streamers who want to get attention from doing degenerate shit.
Well, yeah, because what they do is they flaunt their titties, they flaunt their ass, and then they get banned on Twitter, and then they say, oh my God, I wasn't even doing anything wrong. I can't believe that I got banned. Oh my God. And then all these retarded ass VTubers are like, oh my God, I got to farm engagement. Quick, I got to do a supportive post on this topic that I have no idea about because I need a virtue signal that I'm such a good, wholesome VTuber. It's insane. That is actually a problem. The amount of VTubers who put fake support on shit they have no idea about is insane. It's so bad. Like oh my God, Twitch is so bad. I can't believe they did this to you. That's so horrible. It's so fucking fake. It is so fucking fake.
It's like kind of riding that line right between when you're going to be just controversial. When you're going to be just controversial enough on Twitch, you might get a temporary ban, but not controversial enough, you'll get a perma ban, right? That's the line for them.
And then that temporary ban is used to stir up a bunch of drama that results in a 1 or 2 day vacation for them and a ton of new followers when they get back.
Yep.
That being said, let's get into the cope. Megalodon says on Twitter in response to the ban that she toggled her bikini outfit on when she was in the pools and hot tub section of Twitch, and underboob was not toggled on. Why was that a feature in the first place if you aren't doing sexualized content? But essentially, Megalodon's avatar had multiple outfits, and she said she was following Twitch policy when she changed her avatar into a swimsuit. This is kind of like a letter of the law versus spirit of the law. So the spirit of that Twitch policy is something like, if you're streaming in a pool, you aren't going to get banned for wearing swim attire while you're in that pool. Now, what some opportunistic women have done is take the letter of the law and used it to put blow-up child-sized pools behind them so they can stream at their computer in essentially their underwear or less and say that they're at the pool. And Twitch staff is full of sexual degenerates, so they do jack shit to enforce what I imagine was the intended reason for that hot tub and pool policy.
Listen, guys, I died for these pool and hot tub beaches sins, right? I was the one who got Twitch to really crack down on this shit. We all remember my fucking cranking stream in 2023, right? And this shit is still an issue after I died for their sins. These humans, they don't learn. This is why God has abandoned us.
Not only that, but they even created a separate porn addict Coomer section for pool and hot tub streams. Personally, I don't know why the Twitch girls even bother blowing up a pool. If Twitch is not going to enforce anything, then they can just as easily put a glass of water on their desk and call that a pool. I mean, that's basically what Megalodon did when she said, but I put water in the background so that she could do stuff that appeals more to Coomers without violating the rules.
True.
Anyway, Megalodon goes on to rat out a fellow streamer for doing worse than what she did, because that stream did not have a glass of water on her desk or a blow-up pool or a green screened cave with a small pond, and she's wearing a top that barely covers anything. Honestly, I appreciate her service. Ban both of them.
True.
But of course,
Ban
that's
them
not what
both.
happened, and Megalodon's ban wasn't even a big deal. It was like a 24-hour slap on the wrist.
They're just feigning outrage in order to farm clicks, bro. That's all it is, man.
Twitch bans when it comes to sexualized content are basically a joke.
That's what I do
And
every day on
there was
Twitter.
a girl who was full on
You just
having
fake
sex
being
on camera
upset,
on Twitch,
you
and
farm
they gave her
clicks.
like a
That's it.
1-week ban followed by a bunch of new followers when she got back. What a punishment. So I don't even know why Megalodon complained about getting a full day off with no long-term consequences. But to my dismay, I found out that the only reason that she got in trouble is because she didn't tag her video properly as sexualized content.
Yep.
So this stuff is perfectly fine on Twitch, a website that minors use where they can see tons of lewd content in a place that their parents probably thought was safe and didn't think to block because it's just a bunch of people.
I'll be real, man. Okay, just get kids off the fucking internet. Straight up. I'm tired of hearing about this shit. I'm tired of hearing about how it's the adults' issues that kids are retarded. Okay? Here's an idea. I've already dealt with your stupid crying fucking children on airplanes long enough. I was in fucking first class. Having to listen to 2 crying babies, I swear to God, I was so goddamn pissed off. These retarded ass parents who can't take care of their kids and monitor what they're doing on the internet, then get them the fuck off the internet. Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If it makes you toggle, are you 18? And they click yes, it's not my issue. It's the parents' issue. So fuck that dumbass reasoning. Get kids the fuck off the internet. Because I'm not trying to take care of these fucking dumbass retards. And that's just it. It is not our problem.
People playing Minecraft, right? I actually had to warn a number of parents with young kids who did not know that Twitch had pornography and lewd content on it during the whole artistic nudity scandal where people said, hey, these censor bar streams are kind of messed up. Maybe they shouldn't be allowed. Followed by Twitch saying, not only are we not going to ban these streams, but we're also going to create new rules that are so vague that they will allow tons of people to openly draw pornography on our website.
Yep.
I am genuinely shocked that nobody got fined or went to prison for an act that probably exposed tons of kids to some pretty degenerate material just based on the screenshots that I saw people take when the event happened. Not to say that this is the only problem.
As long as the stream was marked sexual conduct and you have to click I am above 18, it's not any of the streamers' issues. And that's just the truth. And you can get upset at me for saying that. I don't care. It's not their issue.
With Twitch, when Twitch isn't exposing teenagers to porn or gambling, is that still allowed on Twitch? But when Twitch is not exposing teens to inappropriate stuff, it's busy exposing them to violent radical leftist politics that have gone completely unchecked because they banned all of the opposition. So it's just the people who say the craziest shit that are still allowed on Twitch. You have Hassan, who famously said that America deserved 9/11.
Okay.
America deserved 9/11,
That's
dude.
insane.
Fuck it. I'm saying it. Like, we fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit. We did. We fucking did. In a
Just stop talking, bro. Jesus Christ. Good God. Just fucking take away his microphone. Jesus Christ. Based?
video game, whatever, hypothetically, politically.
That's not even like a hard. Look at how hard I am saying this base truth. It's just like, bro, it's just a retarded ass take.
We fucking did, man. We did.
If that wasn't bad enough, he also interviewed a terrorist on stream to talk about his favorite anime.
This is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
أكيد يعني منذ الطفولة وأنا أشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes, that's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god, dude. We think the Houthis Ansar Allah is doing what Luffy would do.
Get it? Because they're both pirates? What a cool thing Hassan did by speaking positively about a terrorist and then relating him to a beloved anime character who is the hero of the story. A lot of the
That has to be one of the worst things any streamer has ever done. And I'll be real, man. I feel like people don't talk about it because here's the reality. People turn such a blind eye to 99% of large streamers because they want to... Okay, let me rephrase that. Any large streamer that collabs with people love to turn a blind eye to the horrendous shit that they do. Because one day, maybe, if they're good to them, they'll get on that collab. Come on, it wasn't that bad. romanticizing terrorism is actually that bad. When you have an opportunity to correct someone's ill behavior that's causing harm to innocent civilians, I think it is pretty bad to say, wow, bro, you're like the most beloved character in anime. I don't understand how you don't think it's that bad, but it's pretty fucking rough, bro.
Radical politics really seem to come from Hassan Piker's group chat. You got Noah Samson defending a woman named Professor Flowers who is willing to use genocide to solve racism, or that time he defended a known doxer named Bad Empanada. Then there's Frogan. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this clip where she said while stuffing her face that American soldiers deserve to be traumatized by war.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers.
Wait, why did you cut out the eating part? That's the best part, man. Man, bro, if you cut out the eating from Frogan's content, this clip is going to lose 90% of its length. That's her whole stream.
Any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Me hungry.
Yeah,
Hungry,
real cool.
hungry.
We have people who are being sent to largely pointless wars because some rich elite wants to sell more Pepsi or some shit, and she wishes mental illness on people who got crippled or saw their friends die. Speaking of someone who laughed at a person for that, last but not least, we have Twitch streamer Denims who essentially laughs at a different streamer, Tectone, who tells a story of how his dad got PTSD after a friend of his was killed and he himself was horribly injured.
My dad's deployed 17 times. My dad has served for over 40 years in the military. All my family has served. And seeing my brother... Hold up. Oh, wait. Oh, I need people to care about what I say. Quick, let me move my hair away from my breast. That way my viewers can jerk off me while I say retarded ass shit about politics. And people pretend like I give a fuck. All my family
there we go.
served.
Okay, great.
Seeing my brothers
Now I can
before the
do
war
my
and
stream.
after the war. They became different people. My dad also has PTSD, and it's very awful to fucking see. And they have to relearn that they're safe now. They have to relearn that they're fucking safe.
What do you mean your dad had to
the
relearn
feeling
what
that
was
you
okay
don't
and what was
feel
not
the entire
okay?
time you're at war. Is
What
you
does that
don't
mean?
get to feel safe. My dad was in the bathroom stall. One
Brushing
second he's
his
brushing
teeth
his
in
teeth.
the stall?
The next second, he doesn't know where he is. He can't hear, he can't see, and his friend is gone. As well as the majority of the flesh on his legs, as well as the entirety of his ear, gone. Have you seen my dad? He's pretty much half robot at this point, in case you guys don't know. He's pretty much half fucking robot. Because a mortar hit the bathroom where he was brushing his teeth and killed one of his best friends.
This bitch is so retarded, it's insane.
Okay.
And to see
Yeah, that
Okay. Oh, so your dad got blown up in war. Okay.
dumbass hoes, bro. It's unbelievable. Let me rephrase that. It's very believable. Jesus.
That's a pretty horrendous story, and you can see that Denims is smirking and laughing and has no sympathy for a guy losing his friend while brushing his teeth, followed by her lying about Frogan apologizing.
Okay.
And to see some fat bitch go live on the internet and say,
Oh, no, I called her
I
fat.
hope they get PTSD. What a horrible fucking thing.
Oh, no, I called her fat.
And
Boo.
now, it would be great if she ever does show true remorse and say, I apologize. That was a moment of ignorance.
She literally apologized.
Stupid for me.
She doubled down.
Would be great. But instead, all I've seen is her doubling.
It's legit, this shit. What people think PTSD is, not being able to move on after a traumatic event. What PTSD actually is: unwanted memories, negative self-image, hypervigilance, emotional stress, sense of threat, intrusive thoughts, avoidance, isolation, memory problems, anger, guilt trip, shame, self-destructive behavior, sleeping problems, nightmares, flashbacks, easily scared, disassociation, excessive blame, anxiety, depression. Absolutely, these people just don't fucking get it, bro. And you know what? Here's the reality. It's good that they don't get what PTSD is. You want to know why? Because that's why the soldiers are fighting over there. That's why the soldiers are dying for our freedom. So these ignorant ass Americans don't have to understand what PTSD is. So they don't have to understand how hard it is to transition from war to a normal life again. It's great. I'm glad Denims is so fucking stupid she doesn't get what PTSD is. That's great. Because that's why my father's been blown up. That's why my brothers have been shot at. So that way dumb fucks like them can live in peace.
is what it is. Good Lord, if this chick didn't have tits, nobody would give a fuck about her content. It's unbelievable. Down. And
She
saying, no,
apologized.
you're misunderstanding me. What a joke.
Dude, these people are such fucking liars,
joke.
dude.
Yeah?
These people are
It's a
such
fucking
disingenuous
joke. It's an
liars.
absolute, yeah, what did I lie about? Let me know. Good joke.
Keep in mind that I'm not really cutting much here. The moment where she laughs and calls him a liar happens directly after Tectone told the story about his dad. Also, Frogan didn't actually apologize. In fact, she doubled down on this whole thing just to make sure that people knew that she wasn't sorry about what she said.
Any other motherfucker you're joining them?
She's mid, though? Oh, I know. Denim is mid as fuck. It's whatever. I mean, I'll be real, man. There's at least 100 OnlyFans girls replying to every single Asmongold tweet that I can go and jerk off to way easier. But it is what it is.
You're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Based? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Based?
Now, she did.
I love all these streamers who are like, well, Tectone, you got to be careful because I've met Frogan and Denims in real life, and they're actually very lovely people. Oh my God, are you telling me that streamers who approach them, who have 10 times their viewership, they act nice to them? Oh my God, I can't fucking believe it. It's like these people are fake as fuck and will be kind to people they think they can gain material gain from. That's why I fucking hate the streaming world, man.
Did write a little something on Twitter, but if you actually read her air quote apology, you can tell she's not sorry, as she had to not only block comments, but preface the tweet with, "Look how evil the U.S. military is."
Yep.
Followed by her apology not being for what she said, but for how she worded it.
Absolutely.
So, horrific dishonesty from Denims in her report of this moment. This Frogan tweet definitely...
I mean, guys, I don't really, I want you to genuinely think, and this is why I get so fucking angry and so fucking bitter. How many times have you seen people say, I did this, or Tectone was dishonest with that, or Tectone lied about this? And then once you actually looked into the situation, you realize that I've never been dishonest on this platform. It happens constantly. And it makes me so fucking bitter. Because the reality is, nobody gives a fuck what the truth is on this platform. Nobody fucking cares. The only thing they care about is confirmation bias. They put streamers into a bubble. They say this person is that person. And they only believe narratives that confirm their pre-existing biases. And it is so irritating. It's so irritating. And it happens over and over and over and over again. This is like number 57. These people are such fucking liars, it's ridiculous. I remember I had a guy in the same call as me, and we were talking, and he was trying to misunderstand and twist my words. So I decided to write out what he was saying so he could stop doing that. And then he villainized the fact that I was writing out his words because he knew what he was doing. And the worst thing is, his chat was in here, which made them also villainize it. You want to know why I write? And I'm not going to say who I'm referring to. It doesn't matter. It really, people know. Doesn't matter who I'm referring to. But if you get upset that when you talk, it's written in permanence, that's because you know you're being deceitful. It is. It's happened so many fucking times. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable.
Definitely was only written because people got mad at her, not because she actually had...
You do the same, little bro, when... I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Okay, here we go. And cool. The worst thing is that people who I were previous friends with, or maybe even more, who I've had a falling out with due to the mistreatment of myself, by the way, take advantage of this shit all the time. Where they say, oh, this person used to live with Tectone. Oh, this person used to be friends with Tectone. And now they're saying this after they stop talking. Because I call these people out on their bullshit. I get them out of my fucking life. And then they go on the internet and just fucking lie. And the other thing is, if somebody's watching this and they get they get uncomfortable because of what I said, well, yeah, that's because you know that's what you fucking do. People do that shit all the fucking time. They take advantage of my negative disposition that the internet has on me, and they'll just make up shit because they know people will believe it. It's fucking pathetic. It is genuinely fucking pathetic. And it's not going to get any better. Those people that villainize you are the same people that would take away our waifus in gacha games because the characters are too pretty to stay strong. I mean, I'm good, man. Listen, the reality is I'm still making millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. These people can get upset. These people can get pissed off. I'm fine. Sponsors are good. Stream's good. Discord's good. YouTube's, I'll be real, YouTube's going through a dry patch, but it is what it is. That just happens. But all in all, everything in my life is going well. These people can suck my dick.
Had remorse for what she said. Though this defense of Frogan should...
You look like the unhappiest millionaire then. Well, the reason why I look unhappy is because I have to once again see the face of some dumbass chick who wants to make fun of my dad for getting blown up in Afghanistan. Okay? I assure you, I'm a very happy guy. But yeah, needless to say, these bitches on the internet are so fucking dumb, it's insane.
Should be no surprise, because when Denims is not pirating Avatar: The Last Airbender or Kitchen Nightmares for views, she's busy being a part of the America Deserved 9/11 squad.
Okay, I'll be real. Watching Avatar or Kitchen Nightmare, I don't care. Those are non-issues. Just keeping it. I don't even like this bitch. I'm not going to guilt her for that. It is what it is. Do what you want. It's whatever. If it's on YouTube, how am I supposed to know I'm not supposed to watch it?
Deserved 9/11. I can't disavow facts, man. I can't disavow reality.
Not to mention that Denims, who apparently is Twitch's largest female political streamer, not that long ago, offered to pay someone to kill a former employee of Blizzard named Mark Kern because she was mad about some take that he had during the Gamergate 2 stuff.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay? You have to do both. All right? Because then it's a win-win for me. I get more breast, and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore.
Now, a lot of people are calling this girl Denims the female Hassan, and personally, I think that's an insult to Hassan's intelligence. She makes him look like a genius, and by that, I mean she'll just flat out say the quiet part out loud.
And I do wish Keffels had the same opinion. I mean, I wish all leftists had the same opinion.
Yeah, I don't think Hassan would be this transparent about his actual beliefs, but allow me to add context to this. This was in a stream that Denims did where she reacted to a YouTuber named Mutahar who made a video on a transgendered content creator named Keffels. In that video, Mutahar discussed how Keffels scammed a bunch of people out of something like $100,000
Jesus.
and then blew all of that money on a new streaming computer and drugs or something. But that's not actually the worst of the crimes that this person has committed because Keffels is a child predator who helped traffic drugs to kids so they could get synthetic estrogen to transition, which will sterilize them without their parents' permission by funneling them to a service called Otokonoko Pharmacy. For those of you who don't know, in Japanese, Otokonoko means femboy or a guy who cross-dresses when it's spelled like this with the character for daughter. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is YouTube friendly. You can just Google the evidence if you need it. But I will say that the packaging contains the image of a little boy with long hair who is blushing and wearing very revealing clothing that a child should not be wearing, followed by saying something sexual and inappropriate. So, massive child grooming scandal. You know, make sure you don't tell mommy and daddy kind of stuff. And shockingly, it seems that nobody was arrested for this. In my opinion, everyone involved with trafficking these hormone replacement drugs to minors without their parents' knowledge should be serving very long prison sentences.
I absolutely agree.
So understand that when you watch this next clip where Denims defends Keffels.
So, Mutahar made this video, he captioned this Twitter post, uploaded a new video regarding a serious fraud of an activist known as Keffels. Over an hour of deconstructing her various lies and examining her terrible lies will prove to you why she is a danger to people that they represent and those surrounding them. Okay, now, let's talk about a couple things. I'm only interested right now in talking about the thumbnail.
Try watching a Denims clip without looking at her boobs. Tell me how much less interesting this clip becomes.
Okay.
What? Never in my life have I seen such an obvious sidestepping of the actual issue.
Yep.
I understand that this person committed fraud by stealing $100,000 and trafficked drugs to children that will sterilize them, but this thumbnail is, like, super offensive. She got outraged.
These people are so fucking dumb, bro. It's unbelievable.
Because the thumbnail artist drew an uglier Keffels.
Wow.
I mean, could you be less obvious that you're unwilling to criticize a literal child predator simply because they're on the left?
My perspective is, I don't like to spend my time going after other people that are on the left, right? And that's just because I think my time is better spent.
Everybody on the left are angels. Everybody on the right's a fucking Nazi.
They're a fucking racist. They fuck kids. They're raping teachers. They're bombing buildings. They're setting fires to orphanages. Oh my God. If you voted Trump, you're a murderer. If you voted left, you're just a sweet little angel, and I love you no matter what you do. It's okay. Wow, you're such a good guy. This is so cool. But if you're right, your existence makes me want to kill myself. God, it's just so annoying.
Making fun of people on the right. You guys can disagree, and I'm not saying that no one should ever do this.
Here we
and
go.
I'm not saying that I think it's bad to do this. I'm saying I don't like to spend my time fighting with people who are saying that they're on the left. I think it's much more effective for me to make fun of people on the right instead of, because every minute I'm spending making fun of somebody else on the left, I could be making fun of someone on the right.
This bias is so strong that it should be a crime. Not really, I'm just
Jesus.
joking. But you would think that Kevels has blackmail on Denims or something, based on how hard Denims is caping for this predator.
Does she spend her time making YouTube videos promoting right-wing ideas? No? Okay, great. I'm not spending my time going after this person. That seems stupid. That seems really dumb.
Why would you defend this person? This is
Bitch probably has PTSD every single time she's in a right turn only lane. Bitch probably goes left 3 times instead.
insane. Not just because of the whole drug trafficking scheme, but it's also pretty well known that those drugs weren't sterile. Whoever made them got hair in the bottles, and considering that they were injectables, a non-sterile injectable can cause a serious infection.
I'm going to give you another take that's once again going to polarize my audience. And I'm going to say something that, I feel like I need to be transparent about, guys, here. Okay. Guys, both sides are fine. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whether you're left leaning or right leaning, I don't care. At the end of the day, as long as you're a reasonable person, I'm pretty sure both sides can come to an agreement. The problem is when these people only gauge the sides by their extremist and not by the status quo. And that's where all of the fucking outrage comes from. That's where all of the anger and discourse comes from, is that people don't use the rational folks' actions against them. They only use the extremist. And if you only take the extremist actions as what you're labeling the status quo, obviously you're going to think these people are Nazis. Obviously you're going to think these people are racist. But you know what that makes you by thinking that? A retard. And that's just the fucking truth. There are very few actions that make people something horrific. But the problem is that all of these small actions are being labeled by these dumb fucks as if you are a monster. There's very little monsters in this world. However, there's too many people who want to villainize every person on this earth that has a disagreement with them.
But bringing this back to the main topic, it's not just about the VTubers who do lewd content or sell creepy body pillows for adults, or Twitch streamers who use the website as a billboard for their OnlyFans account. Seriously, why are people not calling this child grooming? Especially for the streamers who have been doing it long enough for their underage followers to become old enough to subscribe to their OnlyFans. Women like Amaranth or Morgue Pie, who are clearly pushing the line of the Twitch rules so they can get as pornographic as possible, are genuine child predators because they're doing this on a website that shares a lot of its space with children when they could easily go to a space that's for adults. I mean, imagine if it was a bunch of dudes doing this in front of kids. I don't see how everyone was up in arms about Colleen Ballinger and her really cringe ukulele apology, yet these people don't display a tenth of the outrage for multi-millionaire streamers using a website where people play children's games to market their pornography so that they...
And listen, this isn't me trying to defend Morgue Pie or Amaranth. I actually like Morgue Pie. I'm okay. I'm indifferent about Amaranth. I don't even really know who she is. I wouldn't say we're friends. I wouldn't even say we're acquaintances. But saying that dressing lewd on the internet is the same as selling pornography to children is just such a reach. It's insane. I mean, I'll be real, bro. Like, if they've ticked the "Are you 18" box and they lied on the internet, there's not really anything these streamers can do about it. That being said, what they should do is just mark their streams properly. And as long as they're doing that, I have no issue with it.
They don't have to face the competition on Pornhub. Now, I understand that Twitch doesn't allow you to...
And the other thing is, it's not even about the competition on Pornhub, because Morgue Pie was literally #1 in the United States on Pornhub multiple times. I mean, she could do it either way, you know? I mean, I'm just trying to keep things consistent. I'm trying to keep things factual.
to directly link to your OnlyFans, it's probably just a way to exonerate them from legal liability. But you can just put
It's just the best way to market your goods right now.
up a link tree or a website on Twitch that links to your OnlyFans, which only adds about half a
Yeah, but that doesn't make as much money as Twitch. Well, it's not about them streaming on Twitch. It's about them using Twitch as a way to pivot to their OnlyFans, because that's what makes the money right now. OnlyFans money is ridiculous. I know multiple OnlyFans girls who barely show anything, who make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single fucking month. Like streamer girls with 500 viewers who are making six figures off their OnlyFans, and they're barely showing anything. It's unbelievable, right? Because the thing is, the reason why they're tapping into Twitch market is because that is how you get someone parasocial, is to get them to think that they know you, and then mid-ludes become a godsend to these people who really care about jerking off to someone who they feel like they know. It feels like the forbidden fruit to these people, and that's why they like it so much.
second of an inconvenience, and a lot of the girls will advertise by using language that is designed to show you how to easily find their adult content. I don't know how this is legal. So it's not just the girls who do this stuff, it's also people like Denims who outwardly defend them. A while back, Shuanhead made a video calling out some of these problems with Twitch, and this is how Denims reacted.
If your problem is with Twitch having content on it that's easily accessible to kids, that is sexual in nature, then you should have been perfectly satisfied when they updated their algorithm and stopped putting that content on people's home feeds and started putting that content with like mature tags, and you have to go and look for it. You should have been satisfied with that.
That's a good change. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's not enough. All you have to do is click the Just Chatting section, and you'll see women doing sexualized content pretty quickly. Here's a screenshot of me scrolling through the Just Chatting section for probably a millisecond, and I see this streamer with 1,800 viewers who is thirst trapping and advertising her OnlyFans in the...
Is this still happening? Okay, seems good. Seems good.
Accent. Aw, thanks. Yeah, it's a little tight. It's a little tight.
Okay. Well, you know, glass half full perspective, it is at least a lot better than it used to be. Glass half full. It's still pretty bad.
the title. Keep in mind that I'm not logged into an account. Then there's this Korean streamer who's doing a stripper dance. I didn't have to log in to see this.
Maybe it's because I'm not logged in.
I didn't have to say I was 18. There wasn't even some sort of safe search that blurs the thumbnail by default, so I don't see this kind of content when I scroll down. And by the way, YouTube isn't perfect on this either, but at least you have to know the specific search terms to find pornography on this website. It's not something that you're going to bump into on accident just by navigating the site. The difference between that and Twitch is that I'd always known that Twitch had pornography on it, even though I never really used the website. However, with YouTube, it took me over a decade of regular use to learn that there was adult content on it. The increased difficulty in finding sexualized content on YouTube is going to prevent a lot of kids from stumbling upon it on accident when they're young. Not to mention that Denims is fully coping here with how easy it is to find inappropriate streams on Twitch.
If you have an issue with naked women making softcore on a website full of children, you're the problem. How does the overall well-being of society affect you, bigot? Most of the internet...
The problem is, if people want to pretend, this is just a realistic take. If these people don't think those same children aren't on Pornhub, they're just coping, right? The only fix is to get children off the fucking internet.
seem to agree that this Twitch thing was wrong, but there were a lot of people mad at me and others for pointing out the obvious.
That was like 5 leaps there. That was like 5 leaps. You want to see how much of a non-issue this is? Go to Twitch right now. Here's my Twitch homepage. Stop. Let's see what we got. Let me zoom out.
There's no lewd content on Twitch? Meanwhile, within the first second, she passes by Invader V, whose content comes with this warning when you click on it. It's not a huge barrier, you just have to click yes, but it's still inappropriate content. Then she scrolls by this channel that has more sexualized content than I saw from Invader V, but had no maturity filter on it. In fact, I clicked on a number of things that would qualify as worse than Invader V without being logged in,
bro got caught
and I was
hard.
never asked to age verify for them.
I ain't gonna lie, bro got caught
past 4
hard.
different channels that I noticed that are displaying lewd content. She reminds me of that infomercial lady who is excessively bad at using common household items to make whatever product they're selling look better. And what I mean by that is that she's feigning incompetence here to make it look like Twitch doesn't have a problem.
This one is fair. Did you see how far I had to fucking scroll to find one?
Nah, it's just coke, bro.
Guys, I saw a woman wearing yoga pants and a woman wearing a bunny suit and fishnet. There are literally thousands of channels that are
I will be real, and let's just be realistic. The issue has gotten better, but I would agree there's still not enough countermeasures against it.
live every single fucking day. And out of all of the channels, there's been what? One that's maybe a little too far? Come on, there's gotta be better things to complain about. There's gotta be.
I mean, it only took you about 30 seconds to find something on a front page that you said contained no adult content. Also, it was at least 4 channels, not 1. Yes, the yoga pants one counts. But more importantly, there should be 0. You shouldn't be allowed to do this in a space where children are present. There's a reason why you aren't allowed to go into a strip club until you're 18 or 21. But the more you put this inappropriate stuff in shared spaces with kids, the easier it's going to be for them to access it, and the more kids will be exposed to lewd content from a young age.
Well, okay, so here's the question I have for you guys. The strip club analogy is a great one, right? Kids aren't allowed in strip clubs, and that's why they're fine. Is it the strip club's fault if someone fakes their ID? Absolutely not. Is it the website's fault if a kid clicks, I'm 18? No, it's just simply not. You do as much as you possibly can.
Also, I can imagine the fact that Denims has an OnlyFans account where she does lewd cosplay content, and the fact that she's friends with some of the child grooming porn streamers probably doesn't generate any sort of bias on this topic from her. Though I will say, just to add some charitability here to Denims, during the middle of the Shoe on Head stream, she did say that Pornhub is causing a lot of body dysmorphia, as well as unrealistic expectations where viewers will compare themselves to male porn stars who can last an obscene amount of time to the point where it's most likely painful to the women they're working with. Meanwhile, the reason the guys can last so long is because they're on Viagra. So, good take there. People need to think about where their expectations are coming from.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's brains are porn pilled, including my own, and it makes you do some freaky ass, harmful, dangerous shit sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes I just be going way too hard. I need to chill. Because, like, I gotta realize that, like, you know, people aren't meant to go at those speeds. People aren't meant to do those type of things.
Moving back to the anime stuff and why I've grown to dislike a lot of the anime community as I get older, despite the fact that I've watched it my entire life, while I do like the storytelling medium, what I don't like is how increasingly porn-brained anime has become since isekai got popular after the success of Sword Art Online.
Dude, I have been trying to pull back from porn lately. I have officially gone, I'm never again paying for porn, ever. I'm never doing it. If I'm so down bad that I need to pay for porn, I'm just desperate, and I should consider myself a pathetic human being. I will never pay for porn ever again. Ever. And so I've been kind of cutting back on jerking off the porn and hentai and all that stuff because I want to have more control of my life. And then I was just sitting there trying to watch One Piece, as you do. And oh my God, bro. Nami and Robin's tits. It's just insane. It is so hard to not be a gooner while watching anime. It's so hard. That's why I like Vinland Saga, because there's no fan service. I actually have control of my life. Dude, imagine playing gacha games. Playing gacha games and not gooning to Zenless Zone Zero, it's so fucking difficult.
Particularly when it comes to sexualizing children or underage characters. Sword Art Online isn't the only popular isekai that sexualizes middle schoolers or younger. No Game No Life sexualizes children. Mushoku Tensei has some weird scenes. And there are also a number of dog-whistling shows like Shield Hero that don't do anything explicit, but conveniently have the main hero with a party full of little girls, one of which who insists on sleeping with him in the same bed. Also, there's a...
Just like Paimon did with the MC in Genshin Impact, guys. Told you that shit was weird.
Different hero in that show who is a literal pedo. It's not just Shield Hero, though. ReZero has a lot of lolicon dog whistling, too, as at least up until the middle of...
Dude, oh my God. Season 3 has so much lolly shit in it. It's insane. And it sucks, because I fucking love ReZero. But the weird-ass lolly shit in Season 3, it's like 15 fucking times in the first episode. I was watching that shit with my homies. And we're like, was it always like this? It was absolutely out of control. I'm not gonna cap.
Season 2, none of the child characters who get any screen time are male. One of the child characters is just randomly naked in multiple scenes for no reason. They could have easily animated her with clothes on during those scenes. But don't worry, she's 400 years old. Last,
thank God.
there's this inappropriate relationship that the 17-year-old protagonist has with a 12-year-old girl. Now, normally, you would think that this show having multiple scenes like this is not that big of a deal, because children romanticizing their older peers is not uncommon in real life, and the main character is very clearly not romantically interested in her, so my initial opinion on this kind of content wasn't as pessimistic. But then you go on Twitter and criticize LowlyCon and see that it's blatantly obvious that this stuff is in the show because certain fans are fetishizing it.
Boo! Seriously? You in for a fight? Oh, you serious? You looking for a fight with that sign?
Man, I am so shocked the guy who has an issue with that sign sounds like that. Man, are you serious? What the flip? What the flip? I can't flip and believe this. Yep, I'm shocked, guys.
Fetishizing lollies? Pedophilia? You really looking for a fight? Seriously?
Now, some people on the internet might say, it's just a drawing. No one's getting hurt. Well, for one, sexualizing children is disgusting whether it's a drawing or not. And I don't think that dog-whistling shows like ReZero and Shield Hero are all that much better morally. I
really hate how many shows there are where I'm like, yeah, the show's really good if you can ignore all the pedophile shit. And the problem is, guys, you know as well as I know, you thought of at least 5 different animes that fit that criteria. Guys, let's not ignore Hunter x Hunter. Let's not ignore No Game, No Life. Let's not ignore ReZero. Let's not ignore Mushoku Tensei. I mean, guys, I'll be real, even Dragon Ball had that shit. Even Black Clover has that shit. You know what I'm saying? Goblin Slayer's safe, right? Yeah. Yeah. Vinland Saga too? Vinland Saga don't have that shit. What the fuck are you saying? The fuck do you mean Vinland Saga? Vinland Saga don't have that. The only thing Vinland Saga has is it did for 1 episode. What? What are you on about? I don't remember that shit at all. The red-haired chick, no. I'm pretty sure you're capping, brother. The only thing that Vinland Saga eventually does is talk about transgenders. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else, to be honest. Huh? Yeah, you guys haven't read the manga. There is in fact woke. There is in fact woke nearing the end of the series in Vinland Saga for 1 character. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It caught me the fuck off guard. The jacked girl? Yeah, that one. I'm not gonna lie. Is it good woke? I'm not gonna lie. It really wasn't that forced. It really wasn't. It was pretty much the most natural transgender insert that you're ever gonna get. It made it like an issue, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. And it was honestly fine. Yeah. It really wasn't like forced political forwardness. Look at what we're doing. We're doing this because we're progressive. It was kind of like, oh, okay, so this person wanted the son. That son was afraid of being in war. So the mother pretended that the boy was a daughter. The boy pretended to be a girl so long they believed they were a girl. And now they feel more comfortable that they're a woman than a man because a woman gets to live the life that they want to live, whereas a man has to fight. That's pretty much how it goes. That's pretty much how it goes. All right, cool. Anyways. You'll forget about that when it comes out. Doesn't matter.
I think the hypersexualization in anime in general is affecting people, and it's affecting people to the extent that they are so porn-brained that, like Twitch streamers, they don't notice how inappropriately they're behaving in public spaces where children are allowed. Early porn introduction is not just something that weirdos like Chris Tyson do on Discord. Stuff like this happens at anime conventions pretty frequently. Bro. For example, here's an anime convention where artists were selling lewd photos of men and women right out in the open. Many of those pictures only having small, pasty-like stars to cover up their private areas. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of it, but one of these displays was right in front as you walked into the exhibit hall, meaning at an all-ages convention, porn was one of the first things that you could see. And these kind of displays...
This I agree with. I think there should be an artist alley and then a rated 18 and up artist alley. And I also think that would cause the 18 and up artist alley to perform a lot better. I actually think that would be a net positive for both. And I think it would be better for all people who don't want to see that shit. I think that'd be great.
Displays are not that uncommon at anime conventions. Now for a second, I want you to look at this image here. Most people outside of radical leftists think this kind of thing, or the much worse things that happen at pride parades, are pretty inappropriate. However, when the same kinds of things happen at anime conventions, nobody seems to notice. It is very common for people to carry signs that say, "I'll step on you for $5. Well, that's technically a sexual favor, and if they actually got paid $5 for it, that's prostitution. In a public space with kids. Speaking of Megalodon, I don't know if she charged for it, but she has provided this service at TwitchCon, which allows 13-year-olds. And she's not the only Twitch streamer that's done this. Amaranth is famous for doing this type of thing as well. Now, personally, I think I have a fairly moderate position on this. If you want to have your furry anime convention with guys wearing Party City maid dresses, or...
I agree that it's weird, but I would hardly describe this as a public sexual act or prostitution.
Girls doing Kill la Kill cosplays with barely any clothes on, then by all means, go ahead. Just make it 18+. If you want to watch porn, rot your brain, and damage your ability to have sex with an actual person,
I think it all depends on your
I don't
intent.
care. Just keep it on the adult websites and not in the mixed spaces. Keep it away from kids as much as possible in the hopes that they don't become addicts like many adults are.
Here's a better idea. Just keep the kids out of the conventions. There we go. Problem solved. Just don't let them in unless they're 18+. And that's pretty much, just keep them out. Listen, man, I don't want to be accused of doing a public sexual act because I'm like chilling with my multiple girlfriends in Walmart and I give one of them a kiss and I slap the other one on their ass. And they say, "Oh my God, my kid's here." You know, I was like, all right, dude. Like, my girlfriends already have to deal with enough. They have to deal with me, am I right? I don't want them to sweat this shit too.
Are today. And stop making anime that sexualizes children. But
True.
it's so ridiculous
Based.
that there are so many simple changes that we can make to keep tons of kids from getting access to this stuff.
I agree. Also, make Persona 6 a game where they're all in college.
Yet nothing really gets done. Everyone wants to say that it's only the parents' responsibility, or it's the corporations, or it's the government. It's not just one of those things. It's all of them. It's all of our responsibilities to work together to keep this stuff away from kids for as long as possible so they aren't getting access to adult content at like 7 years old. When people realize that this is...
I'll be real, guys. I mean, I've been looking at R-rated content since I was like 5. Just being honest. I'm just being honest, okay? You know, the shit I've seen since I was a kid. And as a kid, for me, I'll be real, it wasn't that big of a deal for me, to be honest. It just made me edgy and hate the world a little bit quicker. That's pretty much it. Yep. I mean, my dad would put on R-rated movies for me all the fucking time when I was a kid. You know, it was whatever. No wonder you're bald. True.
This is a collective effort. We'll actually start making progress on this issue. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
I really liked this video because it had so many opposing views to mine. And I think I need to start watching more content like that, as I already do, but I never realized how enjoyable it is to hear someone present their perspective, why they feel that way. That was an excellent fucking video. Recommend everybody go check that shit out. That was awesome. But I think a very good, healthy conversation happened when two people get into the room and they're willing to hear each other out and present their sides without getting ugly about it. I thought that was fucking great. Great fucking video, man. Yeah, Twitch is a mess, and to be honest, the internet's a mess.